Boxing's oldest ever world champion lost his titles after being dropped and battered by Canelo Alvarez's ex-rival. Bernard Hopkins had his spell as boxing's oldest ever world champion cut short by Sergey Kovalev. Hopkins had simply incredible longevity during his time in the sport, holding the undisputed world titles at middleweight, as well as becoming lineal champion at light heavyweight. He fought over a career spanning 28 years from 1988 and 2016, and touched gloves with some of the best operators over multiple eras. The American first became the sport's oldest ever world champion by beating Jean Pascal in 2011 at the age of 46 and over 200 days old, breaking heavyweight George Foreman's record, who became the king of his division aged 46 years and 169 days old. But he went on to break his own record twice, first beating Tavares Cloud to capture the IBF light heavyweight title in 2013 aged 48. He then went on to capture the WBA belt, beating Baybut Shumanov the following year at the age of 49. The executioner loved to test himself and elected to defend his belt 7 months later against undefeated Russian Kovalev. But it was a step too far, with the gifted Russian fired up and ready to stop his record-breaking journey. The fight began at a frantic pace in Atlantic City, with Kovalev looking to set the pace as the younger and fresher fighter. And as the stanza progressed, his dominance already paid off as he dropped the veteran to the canvas with a crunching right hook. Hopkins was known for his punch resistance and was able to climb to his feet, but things looked bleak. He rose to his feet but was then rocked by the same shot as the closing stages of the round. Luckily he was able to survive as accustomed in his professional career, but it was in the output department where his shortcomings came. He felt restricted and unable to let his hands go, given fears over the relentless aggression that was coming back. Kovalev stayed on top for large portions of the fight, rarely being touched by the aging champion. But Hopkins drew the passionate home crowd back into the contest in the 10th round, briefly rocking Kovalev when finally looking to jump on the attack. However, the Russian was in the mood to spoil the party and rallied back with some big shots of his own. After the brief moment of light for Hopkins, the battering continued as Kovalev wrestled back momentum of the fight. The final round was a cracker, with Hopkins first hurting Kovalev with a vicious body shot. But once again it was his rival who used it as motivation as he stepped up the tempo again and battered Hopkins with some damaging blows. Hopkins was able to reach the scorecards as the final bell sounded, but his hopes of continuing to break records were over. Kovalev landed 38 punches in the final round, a record for Hopkins' career and a real sign that his time in the sport could be drawing to a close.